this one's a very fun one to defend and attack, just because of how wild the defense is. Because you can't truly keep them off the point unless you push towards their spawn.
Yeah.
Which is honestly just fun to look at. But in more, introductory news, we do have Shenandoah B coming in for this round, which they did not participate in the preliminary ranking tournament, or however you want to call it, versus Randolph-Macon, which I believe went 3-1 in the preliminary tournaments. The placement tournament, that's the one. And I've just gotten word that this is still Li Zhang.
Yeah, this is still Li Zhang Tower. It's just a different version of it.
Now, also,
I'm not really sure what's... I think they're waiting for their team to respawn because they just lost 3 of them. I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, but looking at the teams as well, we get to see a soldier on Randolph-Macon. We haven't seen that one yet today.
Yeah, we also haven't seen Baptiste either. Or Doomfist.
What do you mean we haven't seen Baptiste?
Not Baptiste. Sigma. Sigma. I meant Sigma. The Sigma male.
Yes, the Sigma male grind set finally showed. He was almost in one of the previous games.
Yeah, but they
I think he was teased that switched him out. Dang, I want to see him throw his rocks. Ooh, nice flank by Clarity there. Unfortunately, does get caught by something.
Something. I don't know what. Do they have an Ana? He gets left? I don't know. I'm not really sure what hit him. I think it might have been a Reinhardt shifting to a wall.
But he kind of just sat there. Yeah, I guess it could have been Reinhardt. You're right.
Yeah.
That being said, Randolph's Reinhardt's ulti is down now, so it could have been that.
Yeah. Shenandoah doing a very... Not Shenandoah. Randolph-Macon doing a very good job at holding them back in spawn, just like you predicted. And they just have absolute control of the point right now.
Yeah, Sigma ulti just went off as well, though. Didn't look like anyone off from Randolph managed to get caught too badly in it now. Lucy ulti also coming out. Big shields from everyone. That does not save the Reinhardt, though. Shenandoah's down a tank.
Symmetra also just went down. Reinhardt going in hard, killing 2 people, I think, maybe 1.
Yeah, it looks like a win for Randolph-Macon in terms of this fight. Shenandoah is backing off now, and Randolph's just keeping them trapped in their spawn. There's not much they can do because Shenandoah has to walk forward, and it's a straight line between out of base and getting to where they need to go.
Yeah, Shenandoah is having a very hard time. Shenandoah would be having a very hard time pushing out spawn. Randolph-Macon's defense is just absolutely insane right now.
Coming in through the side now, but if Shenandoah B isn't able to pass through Randolph-Macon's pure wall of defense, looks like they are able to though. But they'll have to worry about overtime now. And if they don't cap this point at this exact moment, they lose. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, since 3 players from Shenandoah are down 4 now.
It's all down to Reinhardt.
Reinhardt and D.Va, and they might be able to buy enough time.
They might be able to.
Not
unfortunate.
Randolph-Macon taking the first part of this map.
Very dominating first round from the side of Randolph-Macon.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons this map is scary, is because it's very competitive if both teams are getting to center and skirmishing in the center. It can go any way. But if a team heavily suppresses another and is smart enough to push them to spawn, shout out to, online where people just don't do that, then it's so much harder to win, and it's almost decided entirely based on who gets the point first and who wins the first battle.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Li Zhang Towers for that exact purpose, and we're seeing the Symmetra portal coming out again.
Now from both sides.
Both sides immediately portaling in.
It's very fun to watch.
Very, very hectic team fight. Very hard to watch right now with Reinhardt constantly switching between attacking and shielding.
That being said, though, Shenandoah B once again getting pushed off the point. Randolph-Macon taking out 3 of Shenandoah B without losing a single one of theirs. And they once again cap the point early.
Yeah, and just them just immediately, not them, Randolph-Macon immediately pushing Shenandoah and B just back into their spawn again.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Shenandoah B's options in regards to attacking this is. Because Randolph-Macon very clearly knows how to defend. Shenandoah B looking for a not very usually used offensive option, though.
Yeah, it looks like Shenandoah B actually doesn't have that much, like, poke. So it looks like they're having a very hard time, like, weighing them down and then going in.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Shenandoah's Reinhardt was just trying to farm up ulti points by getting poked out a little bit. But once again, 5 go down on the side of Shenandoah in exchange for Tactical Visor, I believe is the name of it, on Soldier.
Yeah, Soldier ulti taking down 4 of Shenandoah B's heroes. Just absolutely demolishing that team fight.
But my goodness, granted, Shenandoah B this time is going to be coming up with 1, 2, possibly 3 ultis if Symmetra gets a few pokes in. But will it be enough to work with this?
Reinhardt has Shatter and just immediately uses it and immediately dies.
Shenandoah B very good counter to that Reinhardt engage with a Lucio ulti. And a clean up easy on Randolph. My god.
Yeah, Shenandoah just immediately lost 3 of their heroes. Just like as soon as they all teleported in, Randolph-Macon just absolutely demolishing them.
I want to try to like say, oh, if they focus on this, then they might be able to work it up. But Randolph is just so overpowering right now.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing different. But like, they're not even really using. Maybe they're using their ultis in a better way, but like they're just hitting them more, I guess. Like I don't really know.
A good kind of try to buy time by Shenandoah, actually by Randolph. That was Reinhardt keeping them off.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Shenandoah's losing one person after another. Randolph is doing a really good job of keeping on the point and pushing Shenandoah off. I'm not quite sure if they'll be able to push it back. Since it's just Tracer on the point. Not quite, though. Randolph does now take game 1.
With a very clean 2-0, dominating first game on the side of Randolph-Macon. I don't think they lost the point once.
They didn't. I want to see this ulti because I'm almost positive it's the counter ulti off of the Reinhardt. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Absolutely perfectly well timed.
And then pushed the Lucio off.
Boop on the Lucio.
That was a very.
Dominating is the only word I could say.
It was just so incredibly dominating. I do think that Shenandoah B did a good job with what they could do. Maybe Doomfist was a good option there. I'm not 100% sure, considering I don't know Doomfist's team capabilities. But oh my god.
Yeah.
RMC with an overpowering showing.
Absolutely. Randolph-Macon, they use their ultis better. That Lucio ulti just completely just destroyed the Reinhardt ulti, the Reinhardt shatter, and their use of Symmetra wall was also really, really good too. Just completely shutting out any poke they had from when they were trying to push in sight.
Yeah. That being said, it is oftentimes easier to defend a point during this kind of map than it is to attack the point. So that might be it. If we had switched their roles, it's possible RMC wouldn't have been able to get in compared to Shenandoah B. But that's just a hypothetical. It's a what if.
It's a possibility, yes.
But we will be going on to the second map, which, just like last time, is going to be King's Row. The hybrid, capture the point, then push the objective. So we might be able to see something a little bit different. I'm not sure who's going to be on attack first. I kind of hope that it's RMC so that we can see a little bit more from Shenandoah B in terms of their defensive capabilities. But I'm just having a great time here. These players are just so much more talented than I am. And as much as I can say, oh, you could have done this better, or this team did this really well, but you could have done this too. The DMV just has so many good players in it that I cannot compare to.
Yeah, there's a reason I quit Overwatch. It's because I was bad at it. So that's why they are there, and I'm still in here casting instead.
Yeah, but that is what the MACC is all about. It's about bringing the best college teams in together and just throwing them at each other.
All right, and here we are in Kings Row. And I'm curious on how the teams are going to change compared to last game.
Well, let's see, because I'd also like to compare them to the previous match we had between Hood College and Nova Nighthawks. Words are hard.
Seeing all the same people again: Reinhardt, Diva, May, Lucio, Baptiste. The only difference I see is McCree right now. I'm curious on why McCree is so prevalent on this map, because we also saw McCree on last match with the Nova Nighthawks as well, but not on the other matches like on Lighting Tower or anything like that. So, interesting. And then we have a very similar setup on the Randolph-Macon side, except they have Torb, except they're pushing, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it might be once again similar to the Ana situation, the long hallways. Because McCree doesn't exactly have a range limit to his shots, and they're pretty point on.
Yeah, it's one of the few hit scan bullets in the game.
Yeah, so it might just be that. There's long hallways, there's good places to set up high noon as well.
Oh, and Randolph-Macon just almost on site already.
Yeah, coming in straight through the back very quick. They're just so aggressive.
Yeah, honestly.
No one down yet, though.
Yeah, neither team has lost a player yet, but they're getting pretty close. But their healers are doing their job right now.
Yeah, first ulti up is Baptiste, and Shenandoah already lost to Reinhardt, the first person lost in the game. Now Diva. It looks like Randolph-Macon is going to win this first fight.
And probably capture the point as well. Baptiste is gone. McCree's about to go down.
I think Torb is probably decent on attack because it very much looks like Randolph-Macon is...
Oh, they all just left him, and he's just gonna put his turret on the payload. I was just surprised he didn't switch to Torb after they capture the point. That's what I was more curious about.
Well, that would require him to either die or go back.
Well, in this case, after he captured the point, he would have had plenty of time to run back and switch. The spawn point is like right there.
Well, with Torb, it looks like Randolph-Macon is incredibly confident in that offense.
They were just confident. That's why I was so surprised, because I do the exact same thing, or I switch over to Bastion on the turret.
Yeah, but in this case, he was confident, and he was left back there to catch the point while the rest of the team pushed forward. Yeah, as once again, hyper-aggression taking out Shenandoah B and winning them another push-forward fight. The only person lost was Torb.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised his hyper-aggression is working out so well, considering they only have one person pushing the turret. But it's working for them, so like, who am I to judge?
Yeah, it really is. There's like not even a difference in comp here. In terms of like just a better comp, because Shenandoah B has a good and kind of scary defense comp.
They're just really aggressive. Like, we didn't see this aggression from Nova Nighthawks either. Like, this is new.
Yeah, this is a.
And then the Diva ult comes out and doesn't kill anyone. Probably blocked by the Reinhardt ulti.
Quite possibly.
It's kind of hard to see. May was around the corner, but they're trying to poke out Randolph, but they're just like uncontested push straight onto the first point.
Yeah, they're doing incredibly because they're pushing back into spawn.
Yeah,
hyper aggressive actions on this case, trying to push the enemy team on stop of the payload into spawn. I don't think this is a ooh, I'm just more aggressive than you anymore. This is a, I'm going to beat you so badly.
This is not regular aggression. It's advanced aggression.
Torbjorn isn't even in the fight. I bet if they pulled up tab right now, Torbjorn would have 0 medals aside from time on objective. He'd have 0 damage. 0 damage taken.
He
He's
might have
just
done
sitting
something in
there.
that first fight to capture the point. I don't know, man. I couldn't see him very much.
He's just sitting there. And May on Shenandoah is forced to use her ulti to get out of spawn.
And they have 0.1 meters left. Randolph-Macon might just push them out into spawn again and just capture the point, and there it is.
Oh my god.
Jeez, they didn't. There was nothing they could have done.
Oh,
Randolph-Macon is just so absolutely aggressive against them.
Those mad lads. I would never want to go against this team in a game.
I feel like Randolph-Macon, it would be very frustrating to play against. What I'm actually more curious about is why Shenandoah didn't try to bring out like a Zarya ulti to try and help with the shielding. Because if they're being pushed so much, maybe an extra shield could have helped them.
It might have been able to help, and definitely if you think on your feet, with being pushed all the way back to where they were, it'd be helpful. But with all the turns and such that you need to defend with, I'm not sure Zarya is the best option.
No, but like the shielding could just be helpful. Just straight up. Like an extra shield could just like save that one person that you need to live.
If only they could hear us. If only we could speak to them and ask, "Hey, are we stupid or is this viable?"
Yeah, not to mention if they have a Zarya ulti, they might have been able to grow something and maybe push them back a little bit, maybe kill a few of them. I didn't know you could do that.
I mean, I assumed I thought he was going to try to put it on the statue.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I mean, it's a very unusual spot. I'm curious if it can reach and shoot from that direction.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how I'd find out.
It is currently like...
Oh, it can, yeah, look at that laser.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Also just occurred to me, they can tell me if that's a viable strat or not. Hey, either team, if you're watching this VOD later, I'm in the MAEC Discord. I'm up there as Frump. Go ahead and just shoot me a DM. I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know.
Please educate us.
Because, I mean, hey, you guys know more about this game than I do, so hit me up with that sweet, sweet knowledge. You're in college, you know it.
Yeah, I would like to mention once again, Randolph-Macon just pushing them back to the spawn again and being hyper-aggressive as usual. Shenandoah B is pushing past the choke point right now. They're currently near the statue. And I'm curious if they can actually get onto the point this time. Because they got pretty close last time, but they did just lose their Reinhardt and their McCree. And D.Va's about to go down, and there goes Hanzo. And they're pushed back into spawn again.
There goes. Oh, I have this sadistic thought of I want to hear their comms, simply to know, are they like doing a gamer rage or like the gamer upset kind of thing of what do I do about this?
You know, in pro play, I don't think it really happens too often.
I mean, I hope they don't gamer rage too often. Because I'm sure there's stuff they can do about this. But at the same time, like, Reinhardt ulti coming out right there, I think it caught one person. And they didn't have anything to follow up with it. I'm just not sure what Shenandoah B can do. They'd have to heavily switch up their team taunt to try to get anything done, and yet... Randolph-Macon is just flexing. He just sat there.
He just sat what? You good, Torp? You just gonna let the D.Va just hit you?
Dr. Water with the disrespect.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hydrate.
This is not looking too good for Shenandoah B. Hydrate or dihydrate, man.
You can't say that on stream, dude.
Alright. Yeah, so Randolph-Macon just holding out spawn again. And, well, Shenandoah B actually is pretty close to spawn. They just dropped their Baptiste. I really need to learn the names of these abilities.
I do too, but I'm more focused on the fact that Randolph-Macon in that one exchange,
how do they,
with a team kill, just used 4 ultis.
How do they wipe them? I looked away for a second.
I was just looking at the side. I saw Baptiste ult. I saw Lucio ult. I saw McCree ulti, I'm pretty sure. And then at the very end, Reinhardt got his and then immediately ulted.
Oh, jeez.
It's just... They have 45 seconds to cap this point, which is definitely still possible, but...
Definitely still doable, but even if they do cap that point, they're going to have like 2 minutes to try and push the point to the next point, and...
Yeah, Lucio ulti just went off as well on Shenandoah. Nice high noon on the side of Shenandoah.
Very good ulti by Lucio as well, protecting the Lucio long enough for him to ulti, and...
They're not out of it yet.
They're finally going to capture the point with 20 seconds remaining. They might be able to push the point, and I don't know. It's still they're not out of the woods yet.
No, they lost. They would to win. I'm pretty sure they need to
push it
capture
all the way to the end.
Because if you look at the top, escort the payload 1 to 3. They need to get the payload to the objective with 4 minutes 11 seconds left.
Oh, that's right.
So they would need to get all the way through, not lose a single fight, and win uncontested in order to win. Actually, otherwise we're just waiting out the timer.
I don't even think that's even possible, because
I mean, it might be. I don't know how much bonus time they get.
Because Randolph-Macon just straight up pushed the payload from the very beginning.
Yeah, they just won as well, so it's getting pushed back.
And yeah, we're just seeing how far they can get at this point. How far can they go?
It's not a bad thing though. Even in a loss, there's still practice.
Absolutely. No point in giving up. You can always squeeze out more experience.
I'm sorry, I saw all the flashing colors that just happened. I thought, wow, I could have epilepsy.
It's actually not that bad on stream. It's just the way we're viewing it, it's
is a lot of colors very suddenly.
Yeah.
And I just had the only thought of, huh, yeah, that was a lot of colors. that sure was something.
All right, well, they managed to push the point to the payload to the first point. They should have 3 minutes left. Or yeah, well, they only got a minute. Never mind.
Yeah, so that's... I'm curious to know what happens if they get it there, because I'm pretty sure it's a contest of who gets it there faster in this case. Isn't it?
Oh, no. What happens if they push the payload all the way is it goes into overtime, and then what happens is you have, you don't get extra time in overtime, and you can see how far you can go with that time remaining.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Kermit the Frog. Really good job using the Diva ulti as a distraction to set up high noon. That's the second time they've done that, and I really like that strat.
Yeah, so actually, it might be possible if they can hold off Randolph-Macon for 4 minutes and 11 seconds on the first point, and they just capture the first point in the time that they have after. If they can push this to the end, they might be able to squeeze out a win here.
Well, they might be able to. It's 3 meters away.
Yeah, but they could just sit on that point for the next minute and a half. It could be difficult. Randolph-Macon is very aggressive, so they can just push them back into spawn again.
Randolph-Macon's all defense.
Yeah. I know what I said.
Shenandoah B is very aggressive.
No, Randolph-Macon is very aggressive.
You mean right now? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that since they should be more focused on pushing the point back.
It goes back automatically. You actually don't have to stay on it.
I thought you needed to stand on it.
No.
It's been a while. I always stood on it anyways.
It makes me feel better to stand on it, but you don't have to at all.
It's just
very good Hanzo ulti, taking out two members of Randolph-Macon.
Yeah, Randolph-Macon, however, changed it back and taken out 4 on Shenandoah B, keeping the push back on that payload.
Yeah, with every second loss, Shenandoah B is looking a lot more grim to push that payload. But if they can just win one team fight, they might be able to squeeze out a win in overtime if they can hold off Randolph-Macon.
20 seconds left. 2 ultis on the side of Randolph, 2 on the side of Shenandoah. One of them is high noon, with as well as friggin' Reinhardt's.
Yeah, they.
That being said, McCree is down, so it looks like that's gonna be it. Yeah, 3, 4 down on Shenandoah B, 5, and here comes the team kill. Not quite.
Oh, they're just gonna be out of time. Oh, Tracer dashed on the point. Or did she?
No, that was Lucio.
Oh,
Lucio
my
died for
bad.
it.
Oh,
But
there's
that is
Tracer.
it.
Oh, unfortunate.
That is the match, and that is the set, I believe. 2-0 on side of Randolph-Macon.
Yeah. Randolph-Macon really showing how dominating they are at this MAEC. Absolutely super aggressive.
They're making themselves known.
Yeah, this is a really good McCree ulti.
Yeah, with
Gets
Diva
4 of
ulti
them,
as
and then
well
the Diva
out
ulti
there.
comes back, and yeah.
Incredible job, both teams.
Very good.
Shenandoah B did a really good job right there of showing they're not quite out of it. It was just, for at least the very first game, attacking is hard. And
Yeah.
they very much showed they know what they're doing, simply because when it was their turn to attack and push the payload, they almost got it to the end. They did great.